Welcome to the Stew, where we start conversations that matter. I'm Ray.
And I'm Tanesha. And tonight, we're diving into a real one. Are Black parents too hard on their kids? Are we raising them to be strong? Are we unknowingly creating trauma?
Growing up, you would hear stuff like, don't cry. Or if you cry, I'm going to make you cry. That ain't one, is it? Well, stuff like that where go outside and fight. If you don't go outside and fight, I'm going to beat you. Stuff like that.
A lot of us were raised with the mindset that kids should be seen and not heard. But did that really help us, or did it just make us scared to express ourselves? Is the way Black parents discipline their kids a sign of love or control? That's the question.
Love or control? I say neither. I say they just, trying to discipline them to grow up to, do the right thing. Make the right type of decisions. I don't feel like it got nothing to do with control.
No, I don't think it has nothing to do with control neither. I think a lot of people that parent a different way see it as controlling instead of discipline. Discipline is the big factor in it. And without discipline, I feel like your child or some children will let me see. Without discipline, they lack well, let me get back to that.
I feel like it's teaching. I feel like it's just teaching. Like teaching them what to do and what not to do early on. So to stick with them, I guess. Like kids develop bad habits and they keep them.
Yeah. And back to my point, I'm like, without discipline, they'll be everywhere. They wouldn't have no type of control.
Yeah, like, okay, your kids got chores, they ain't doing them. There's got to be some type of consequence. If they don't do their chores, they grow up, they're going to have dirty houses or,
Right,
just stuff
exactly.
like that.
Because
Or,
it teaches them how to be an adult.
yeah,
So if they grew up not cleaning, without chores, don't know how to clean, don't know how to cook, when they get out on their own, that's what it's gonna be. They're gonna have a dirty house, and they not gonna know how to cook. They ain't gonna be ordering food, so their house is gonna be dirty.
that too.
And
And
I don't want to raise kids like that.
yeah, who knew? Nobody. But another thing too, like with sports and like extracurricular activities, like I feel like, you know, some people say they kids are feel forced to do it. I feel like they should force them to do it. Honestly, they shouldn't be just at home sitting there doing nothing.
Right. And then statistics show that when your kids are involved in sports, they're less likely to get in trouble. So just by the statistics, why wouldn't we?
Yeah, then they might like it. Like my youngest son, he didn't like basketball. Really liked that a year ago. I made him play. I made him get on the team. Now he loves it.
Right.
Now I don't have to even force him. He forces me to go to the gym. So
Right.
it's
And
like,
that was something we struggled with,
yeah.
knowing if
You.
we should force them or not.
Oh, with that, I thought you was
Yeah.
talking about going to the gym. I'm like,
Nah. Nah.
but yeah, because my oldest son, when he played basketball for like 2 years, and he was like, I don't want to play no more. And I'm like, you sure? He like, yeah, and I just let him quit. I shouldn't have did that.
Right.
I
You should
didn't,
have pushed
yeah.
them.
Or at least made him do something else because he really didn't do nothing until he got to high school. Then he played football. But I should have had him doing that from day one. Like I see a lot of fathers doing that, and I'd be like, I salute them because these kids getting them skills early, and then all the people they meet with it. And it's like, even if they force them to do it, I believe they still gonna like it later.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's still for the best anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than doing nothing, have them playing the piano, doing something. Like,
Right. Exactly.
yeah, a lot of people don't agree with forcing kids to do stuff, but it's like, go help them later on.
Yeah.
You really want them to be self-sufficient later on. So.
Right. And be able to do things on their own and knowing how to have that discipline to get things done.
For sure. Yeah.
It's another question. Well, it say ask the callers, but I'm gonna just ask us. What's one rule or punishment from your childhood that stuck with you? You want to think about it? Cause I know one off top. I kind of
You can go
laugh.
ahead because I just knew we had to do the little chores we had. We used to get allowances too though. So
Hmm.
that'll make us do it. Even
Man,
if
where
we
you
didn't
get
do it
allowance
that day
from?
of the allowance coming, you said what?
That's nice.
Not all the time. When she was able to do it,
Hmm.
we got it.
Yeah.
But
So with us, we couldn't say certain words. We couldn't cuss. We didn't cuss, and we couldn't say certain words. There's one word. Uh,
hold on. Why you say it like that? We could like you were supposed to be able to cuss?
no, it ain't even a cuss word.
Oh,
We couldn't say dookie.
you shouldn't say that now.
When we say that, we got in trouble, and that's why I started laughing even before I thought about it. Like we got in trouble, and we used to get pinched. What y'all used?
Ah man. I had to do something real crazy to get in
We used to
trouble.
get pinched,
Honestly.
and them hurt it.
I had to do something real crazy to get in trouble. To get a
And it wasn't like nothing serious. It's just little stuff like I don't even remember because other stuff overshadowed that. So
I don't know. Nah, I ain't experienced that.
okay. Well, um, so back in the day, I know people did like switches, belts, like we seen the Michael Jackson stuff. You had to go pick a branch off the tree. Yeah.
You know what? I remember seeing that as a kid when I don't know who it was that got hit with that switch. I remember who picked it, but
Did you
it's
go
like a
pick?
blur. It wasn't me. I was just sitting there like,
You go pick that little one.
nah, you knew better than that. You know the consequences of doing that. But it's like, that was just really like showing you can't do what because some kids will just keep doing stuff where
What
they
about
don't listen.
what about the take on teachers back in the day being able to pop a kid on the head with a ruler
Oh no, I
when
had
they
a
act out? Well, they not paying attention, not in the class goofing off.
we had a teacher, I don't even remember what grade this elementary, Miss Hearn. She had a ruler.
Mhm.
I remember my first day in her class, they in there joking. She like, be quiet, sit down. Somebody kept talking and she whacked him in the back with the ruler. I was like, this is not that long ago. I just remember like straighten everybody out from that day forward. Like she made an example out of her, everybody just sat down.
Mm.
Nothing.
Mm.
She was a black teacher too, so it's like I don't even think they wouldn't have told their mama. They was just like they knew they was they wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. It's
Mm.
like a difference. So
Yeah, I never experienced that. I guess that's like
I did not seen it. I
back
was
in the
like,
day. That's crazy. It was still going on.
ain't
But
that
the
long ago?
pinching thing, I think that's been back when we used to go to church. We used to have to be in church and sit in church for a long time. And when we get too fidgety, we used to get that's where them pinches come from because
See,
they couldn't pop you out in the open, just pinch you real
y'all,
quietly. And it was like
y'all was in
it was
military
like
school because
ow.
kids gonna
Then you
naturally,
get pinched again, you say ow. So yeah.
kids
Yeah.
naturally fidgety like that though.
You
Look at
better
me,
come with extra peppermints
I'm
next
fidgety,
time.
but
Nah, but I don't think we was bad like that. I think we just church be too long. We be like, dang, like once the music stop, we gotta get fidgety. But okay, we're back on the subject. Um, okay, so what about the some parents are shifting towards gentle parenting. Do you think that really
mm,
work or does it create entitled kids?
nah, I feel like every kid different, so you gotta do different stuff with different kids. Some kids you can do that with. Some kids listen
Yeah.
and they do exactly what you say right off the bat, and then you got some that don't. Like we got 4 kids, so you know the difference.
Right.
I think none of them listen though, honestly.
Do you think any of them work for gentle parenting?
Yeah, yeah. In the beginning, yeah, Tiana
Yeah.
until she hit like 17, 18.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they start thinking they grown or whatever, then, you know,
Okay.
I gotta get rough with you.
All right. So another question. Were we raised stronger or did we just learn how to suppress our emotions?
Um, from my take on it, we seen a lot more. I know I seen way more than our kids seen. It wasn't even suppressed emotions. Like it just wasn't normal to have emotions. You didn't see nobody else having them. Why you even have? I don't even feel like I had emotions
Exactly.
like that back when I was younger. You see
Exactly.
people going through the roughest stuff, and they just
Yeah, I think we were raised stronger.
yeah.
I don't think
And then the generation before that probably was stronger than that.
stronger than that. Yep.
Yeah.
Um, and then it's a question for social media, but I'm gonna ask us too. If you're a parent, do you discipline your kids the same way you were raised?
Nah. I mean, yeah, I wasn't really. I can't recall me. I got in trouble a lot, but I really wasn't disciplined a lot.
Yeah.
I think
Same.
I think she was more able to talk to me and yell at me, get her point across, and I knew what was going on.
Yes,
Like,
same with me.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't recall being getting in trouble like that. And I'm talking about as far as my mother. Um, so um, I
I,
I believe I'm raising kind of much the same. Yeah, you don't talk back to me. You don't. Yeah, it's a respect thing too.
yeah. See, I got in trouble a lot for just being too goofy and playing too much
Hmm.
at the wrong times. That's when I get yelled at. So it
I think
really
that's
wasn't
me
no.
too. But I don't really. I was really a quiet kid. Quiet kid. I recall.
Nah, I used to act. I used to have a ball, and then I got one of my kids act just like that, and I just be sitting there staring like. You ever heard your mama say when you was younger, "You gonna have a kid act just like you, watch." You ain't never heard that? My mama told me that all the time, and I got one. Irritate me all the time. It was just irritating. So, nah, every kid different. They got their own personalities. You gotta have a different approach. I feel like some kids might be more sensitive than the other ones. Some of them just flat out hard, bad. You could talk to them different, everything. So it's like all that stuff different.
Okay, I'm about to get heavy. You ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. Should a person who isn't your child's parent be allowed to physically discipline them?
You gotta be more specific with that. You talking about like grandmas, aunties, uncles, and I mean,
Isn't your child's parent?
nah, it depends. It depends. It depends. You
I
gotta
would
know
say
they
step parent.
nah.
Should they have full
And
authority?
that depends too though. Like what if they been there from day one and the father or whatever was never around and they
Okay.
been there for this baby was walking and they
Okay.
really treat this baby like it's theirs. It's different scenarios you can say with that. Like
I
far
understand.
as me, and I know I'm a father to my kids, and if a situation was different and they had a stepdad, nah, you can't even raise your voice at my kid. Nah. Not if I'm an active father. Nah.
Okay. I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that point of view.
Yeah.
Um, from that point of view, I agree. Um, but then
It's different scenarios
it's
with that
different
too.
scenarios. So then there could be where someone is dating someone and then they move in together and then after a couple months then they start disciplining. So you don't I
Nah.
guess I can't even say like what their relationship is.
That's why the fathers gotta be fathers and mothers, however the role is, they gotta be present
And they gotta
because
be active.
other stuff can happen with situations like that too. Like you
Exactly.
really gotta be knowing what's going on with your kids.
Yep. And that's why I wanted to bring
Uh,
up that question just to let everybody know that the let dads know and mothers who aren't active to be active in their kids' life because you never know what's going on in that household.
yeah. Then
Um,
years later they need therapy for something you don't even know about.
exactly.
But if you ain't active, you ain't involved all the time with these kids, you wouldn't even know. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. So that is a one huge point that I wanted to bring up, like, make sure you're active in your kid's life. Um,
Yeah, but I feel like you gotta be tough on these kids to bring everything out of them. Honestly, like,
'Cause even like me, even if if you are active, or, supporting that other parent, then, eh, things will probably go back in place as far as discipline. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, as far as help, support from that type of from discipline side or
yeah, I,
yeah.
I know what you're
Oh, yeah,
saying.
I'm trying to say.
They gotta be in full communication. No
Yeah.
matter what the situation is, they gotta come together for
Yeah,
their
so the
kids.
mom is just doesn't have to always be the bad guy. It has to be balanced.
I mean, she could be the bad guy all the time. Yeah, good cop, bad cop. You said
Okay.
that because our kids be playing that. Well, one of our kids be playing that try to play that role all the time where, you know, where they'll call one for stuff and scared to ask the other one, like, let me
Or
just
not
that's just
even
my
that.
daughter does that. Let
How
me put it like
Tiana
that.
be
My
like,
daughter does that.
y'all soft on y'all don't act like this with the other kids. Why y'all let him get away with all this? Like,
When she be saying that, she be directing that to you
mm,
with that baby boy.
mm. She said no, both of us.
Nah, who me?
She just said no, both of us.
Oh nah.
Yeah.
He
She
don't get
said
if I'm ignoring you because you saying he did something, I'm just ignoring both of y'all because y'all irritate me. Honestly, like he don't get away with nothing with me. You want to get over here? You want to get over here and give an
so
example?
that's another point too,
Come give me an
Jim.
example. Come on, come sit down.
Try to balance it out, parents. Don't be the bad cop all the time. Good cop. Good
She
cop
talking
all
about
the
herself.
time. Oh my gosh. 'Cause you'll stress yourself out. Um, I think that was it. All the questions that I had. Um, so that was a good conversation, an important one. If you take nothing else from this, remember we have to break the cycles that hurt us. So if I guess what I'm trying to say is just make sure you're active parent.
Yeah, and check them kids' phones
Yep.
and have them restrictions on them phones.
Yep. Had them restrictions on them phones, social media, you gotta
Yeah, social media is
man,
weird.
so you gotta catch
YouTube,
up.
all that. Like,
You gotta be on top of it just as much as all this new stuff come out. You gotta know how to block it. You gotta know how to block them phones up. You gotta just make sure
so they can stay
watch
kids.
they chats, because it's it's some people out here that ain't right. So,
Yeah.
um, but we want to hear from you. Keep this conversation going in the comments. Are black parents too hard on their kids, or is this just what's needed? Make sure y'all tune in every Saturday. We got another powerful topic coming up. Hit that like button, subscribe, and tell a friend. Until next time, keep stirring up the pot. Keep stirring up conversations that matter.
All right, see y'all.
We'll catch y'all next time. Stay safe, stay strong.